I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
At the Rite Aid, had to go into the Rite Aid and get myself some deodorant, some pit juice, because I was out and I wasn't smelling exactly good. But it's very important to have deodorant when you're on a trip like this.
No shit.
Because sometimes you're not going to shower like every day, and here's a clue, okay, to people. I don't want to sound gross or anything like that, but you don't wear cotton on a trip like this. You wear nylon or polyester, because nylon or polyester does not retain water, and water retention under your armpits creates bacteria, and bacteria stinks. So I can put on pit juice, which is basically gelled alcohol, and clean up my armpits, and I won't stink. I can go for a couple of days without a shower and not stink. How about that? I'm looking for the entrance to West Point. They said there's an entrance right up here, so we'll find it. I gotta go in there and check in and do all that kind of stuff. West Point Visitors Control Center, next right. Is it? West Point. I'm at West Point. How about that? The visitors. What is revving? I got something revving. All right. So I'm gonna check in here to the visitor center and see what happens. Well, I went to the visitor center, the visitors control center, and that was tight. They run a tight ship there. You had to give them fill out a form and give them your driver's license, and then they interview you. They want to know where you're going and what your business is. And I'm so tired right now. I actually forgot my phone number. They want to know my phone number. I forgot it. That was embarrassing. I had to look it up. Oh my goodness. But I got in. I mean, I explained to the guy, man, I'm just tired. I've been on the road for like 8 days. So, I don't know where to go next. I mean, got to find out where to go to get into West Point. I don't know, we'll go this way, see where it takes us. Alright. There's a guard up here, I can see him already. Alright, they said that I can't have this camera on, so I gotta turn it off. Alright. Alright, that was interesting. They made me stop, they made me open up my cases, they looked in there. They said I gotta wear gloves when I'm riding on base, which kind of makes sense. I mean, that's a safety issue and everything. And down there is the river. If you don't recall much of it, I'm just going off of memory here because I haven't read up on it, but West Point was very important to the Revolutionary War because the British wanted to control Canada, and they would come down from Canada to the States to cut off our supplies and stuff. And so West Point was very important to the defense of the colonies at the time. And who was it? Benedict Arnold was instrumental in capturing West Point at one point in time before he became a traitor. He's the one who kind of set it up. He drew up the plan. This other guy got credit for it, and that threw Benedict Arnold into a tizzy because he wanted to get the credit for it, and he didn't get it. So when he saw that happen, he wasn't happy. So he said, you guys aren't going to give me the credit, I'm not going to make any money, which is why he was in it in the first place. And So he said, I'll defect. I'll go to the British, which he did. And his career never took off after that. Never ever took off. So, poor guy. Kind of feel sorry for the dude, because he died kind of unhappy in Britain. Wow, got a lot of stone here. Wow, I mean, talk about stoneworks. Wow, a lot of stoneworks here. West Point. Guess they got a lot of stone here. There's the library. West Point Club. I don't know what's at the club. Wow. You know, once again, we're talking about the military and the people that come here. You know, it's tough to get into a military academy. You got to be freaking smart. You got to have the grades, and you also you've got to get an appointment or a letter of recommendation from a senator, and that's not easy. That's not easy at all. So yeah, and you got to meet their physical requirements, which is not easy. Yeah, I imagine you get in here into West Point and they'll whip you into shape pretty quick. But still, it's not easy getting in here. A lot of history here. Lots and lots of history here. Wow. Alright. Alright, well, I got onto base here at the West Point Academy, and I'm here at the cemetery, obviously, if you can't tell that already. And I'm looking for a special plot, and we'll just have to see if I can find it. There's a lot of people here, so we'll just see what happens. Don't hit me, bro. But there's all kinds of people here. There's some dude here from North Carolina, Walter Stephen Sturgill, North Carolina Colonel, U.S. Army, World War I. He served, and he died in 1948, so that was after World War I. So that's when he served. You know, you can't just come to a cemetery and not be affected by it, because there's a lot of people here, a lot of honorable people here. You know, what lives do they live? When do they live? You know, they're like historical markers about the day and time. Here in North Carolina, we found my girlfriend and I went to the cemetery at this old church that was there. We found a dude that lived and died before the Revolution. That was pretty cool. So you got to wonder, you know, what were their lives like way back when? It's pretty interesting. So, tour dude, or one of the workers here, said that maybe this building up here will give me an idea about where my guy is that I'm trying to look for. So I'll see if I can find him. Well, I found the gravesite that I was looking for. General George Armstrong Custer, who died at the Battle of Little Bighorn. I went to Little Bighorn 4 or 5 years ago, and I went there and saw where he fell, and he was buried. I think he was dug up and brought back here to be buried. But George Armstrong Custer, this kind of completes the trip for me as far as Custer goes. He was quite a man, to Too bad he met up with a lot of Indians that he had no clue that they were there. But he got his ass whooped. But yeah, this is just a very solemn place. I can't help but be affected by this. You see these markers, and if you get into it and you read them, you know, you find out about people that you just think about, you know, makes you think. All right, General George. Oh, let's look at this a little bit more. There he is. There he is on his horse with his long hair. Buffaloes on the sides. That's cool. That's cool. All right, George Armstrong Custer, buried here at West Point. Okay, here's an example of going to a cemetery and looking at a gravestone and kind of piecing some things together. This is a guy named Lewis F. Kurtz. He lived from 1888 to 1918, and he married a woman named Catherine Kurtz, and she lived from 1886 to 1973. She lived a long time. He died in 1918, and they had a baby, Margaret L. Kurtz, who lived from 1918 to 1919. So he died, the wife had a baby, the baby lived a while and then died, and then the wife lived on. And that's just kind of sad. It makes you wonder about what happened to the wife after her baby died and her husband died, all within a year. Talk about a tough thing to go through, losing your baby and your husband at the same time. That's tough. That's just what you get when you come to a cemetery and you look at the gravestones and you start to piece things together. It's pretty awesome here. All right, next. All right, we're here at the one of the points along the river. Thaddeus Kosciuszko, appointed engineer in charge of West Point fortifications by General George Washington in 1778. He was a man. And this is looking out over the Hudson River. And they would have had their cannons lined up along here to handle anything that would have come down the way from the British. It's very important to have that here. Very, very important. Creates like a bottleneck right here. So take the high ground and guard it. That's one of the things they did. They did that well. All right. Well, this is the chapel at West Point for the cadets and such. And it's freaking huge. It's very, well, it's about the same size as the one at the Navy. And the Navy had the dome. This has the tower. It's very Gothic looking, isn't it? Lots and lots and lots of stones used here. Wow. But it's something else. Awesome structure. I'm going to get a couple of pictures of it. Maybe walk in and see what it looks like later. I hope this isn't sacrilegious for me wearing a helmet inside a church. But this is inside the church here at West Point, the chapel here. Look at this place. And all the cadets have to come in here and read it. And come in here for chapel. That's pretty awesome. Look at all the stained glass up there. It's pretty incredible. Got it on either side. Can you imagine what it sounds like when they're singing? They're singing a hymn like, I don't know, How Great Thou Art or something like that. I bet that's pretty awesome. Wow. This is a chapel in West Point. All right, so I was inside there, and a lady came up behind me. She was the chaplain's assistant, and so we started talking a little bit. And asked her a few questions, and apparently the cadets are no longer required to attend chapel, so it's really thinned out a lot. And what other thing? That is the Protestant chapel. And I asked her what denomination she followed or they followed, and she's like, I don't even know. But apparently the Catholic chapel is a lot more busy than the Protestant chapel. And I guess that stands to reason. There's a lot of Catholics in this area. You know, if you join the Army in this area, you know, you're going to Catholic church. So, and that's cool. That's good. Great people. I'm going to tell you one thing. If there's a way that New York or whoever can make money, it's on tolls. Man, oh man, oh man. Every bridge you go across, there's a toll. Crossing the Mid-Hudson Bridge now. I think it's called the Mid-Hudson Bridge. There it is up ahead. But, man, everything is tolled, charged on, whatever, taxed. Kind of amazing. I gotta merge left. I gotta merge left. Merge left, merge left, merge left, merge left, merge left. Alright, we got it. Didn't want to get behind a dump truck. That'd have been terrible. Franklin D. Roosevelt Mid-Hudson Bridge. It's a big bridge. No doubt about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, yo, yo. Big bridge, big suspension bridge. Kind of a modified one. You got those high beams right there, and then it's suspended. So yeah, it's a good bridge. Franklin D. Roosevelt, he's a good president, even though he's a liberal. He's I just threw it out there, didn't I? Yeah, he was a good president. He got us kind of out of the Depression and kind of into World War II and managed to win that, so that was good. I'm coming into a village called Falls Village. It's in Connecticut, and to be quite honest, I don't even remember why I had this thing dotted on my map. I just have no clue. So we're just going to kind of drive around here a little bit, ride around, see what it does. Well, I'm still trying to figure out why I circled this place on the map, and it's still kind of evading me. We've got the Toy Makers Cafe, which is shut down right now. I don't know what that's about, but I just have no clue. I mean, damn. I had to have more sense about this than to just circle something or put it on my Google map as a point of interest, but it's not coming to my head right now. Oh my goodness. Come on, Dave, think. This is one of those things that happens when you get tired, is you just can't think straight. So I'm gonna go up here to the next town and maybe get something cool to drink, and then think about what I want to do. Alright, talk to Dave out. You remember how I said I was so tired that I forgot my phone number when I was trying to get into West Point? Well, I was tired. So what I did is I found a state park that had camping that would accommodate me the way that I want them to. So I went here. I got here early. I set up my tent. Guess what I did? I took a nap. Because I was tired. Because it's the Take It Easy tour. Take it easy. And now I'm gonna go find something to eat. Alright, so that'll be it for tonight. Y'all have a good day.
suckers.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.